Okay, hello. Um, this is Joel, obviously. Um, I am in the process of doing something that I may never do again because it's so time consuming and tedious. Um, this is, of course, NBA 2K14. This is association mode, and I have to prevent myself from pulling my hair out due to exhaustion. It's it's the middle of the night. What I've done is I've taken the worst team on the 2K14 base roster, which this is 2K14 for PS3. Um, I took the freaking base roster. I took the worst team from the base roster, which was Utah, and I've turned them into a team that can win 9 straight championships. And the first big name that I signed, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, is this man, who in the 2014 season ended up getting that three-peat with Miami before leaving, declining his player option. That's how that happened. And he came to the Jazz. I was able to entice him with over $20 million a year, roughly. Still don't know how I did that. I was also able to entice Kobe Bryant to come over in free agency. I think the same off season. Unless it was it was the off season after that. That's right. It was 2015 when I got Kobe to come over. Kobe spent one season in Philadelphia, which is not surprising because that's where he's from. And there have been a whole cast of guys that have come through here. Dwight Howard, Kyrie Irving, Derrick Rose, obviously you see Damian Lillard, Paul George, a whole ton of, I mean, and I still have Enes Kanter and Derek Favors. Still, I traded Gordon Hayward last season, which I found out was kind of moot because he was a free agent this summer anyway, so I could have kept him and given him a 9th straight title, which kind of bums me out a little bit. And I'm going to keep going until LeBron retires. Right now, he's a 12-time NBA champion. So he three-peated with Miami because they won the 2014 finals and then came to the Jazz. What we did was I basically made almost everybody a 1-year contract player. Like, I traded guys so that I could get players that had 1 year left on their contract. And oh god, my eyes are starting to hurt. It's the middle of the night. But I traded for guys that had only 1 year left on their contract so I could just dump them because they were terrible players. I got the number 3 and number 4 overall picks in the 2014 draft. And here's the number 3 overall pick, Quincy Martin. Fine ball player, shooting guard. Here is the 4th overall pick from 2014, Lou Parks. Absolutely is a monster down low. Can block. Can do whatever you need him to do defensively. And there's Norris Cole, which for some people, this might make you do a spit take. 11 times. 11 times. 11 times NBA champion. Which, I'm just kind of speechless at times looking at this because this is a monstrosity that I created, and God help me. I don't know how much longer. I'm basically planning to do this until LeBron retires, basically. Because what's the point? Like, at that point, you're just kind of dragging it along. There has to be a stopping point. There has to be a stopping point. Unless I am so demented that I try to win the championship for every year for the next however many years, just to see how much further I can possibly take it. And the way that I've been able to sustain this level of success is by there's in free agency with big name players. There is the message that will pop up for certain guys when you click on them, which is this: blah so and so, whatever the player's name is willing to take a pay cut to contend for a championship. Basically, is the gist. Where you're able to get a guy for almost nothing, like I just did with Damian Lillard, and like I've done with Paul George, where they will take a pay cut to come to the team that you play for to win a title. And I've done that with a lot of people. And some guys are honestly not getting paid what they're worth. At the same time, realistically, I don't think athletes should be paid more than $1 million a year anyway. And that school teaching should be the highest paid job in the world, but here we are. But yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna make another one of these videos later on in the process. I may just stop. I don't know. But yeah, we're going for 10 straight championships. And absolutely ridiculous how much of a monopoly, this has been. We've taken on the Pistons. Hold on. Let's see. What have the NBA, let's see. League history. Past. Okay, here we go. Kyrie just left because for some reason we couldn't keep him. Even though he had bird rights, because if you're over the salary cap, you can keep a player if they have bird rights. But there's an extent to that in this game, and apparently I reached it with Kyrie Irving. So as you can see, Cleveland 3 times. Detroit more than once, I guarantee. There's Toronto, who I pray to the high heavens. The Raptors beat the Warriors later today in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Utah gets revenge on Chicago. Yo, there's Cleveland again. Charlotte, Detroit. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention the Clippers won the 2015 title. So don't worry, don't fret. Chris Paul and Blake Griffin have their championship. And there's your proof of, yeah. And then, of course, you can go back through to the beginning of the league's existence and look up every championship outcome, which I think is super, super cool. And I've memorized every single finals winner, finals matchup ever, because I'm fanatic about that stuff. Blake Griffin was finals MVP in 2015. Let's see if I can, whoops, click. No, I can't click on it. Okay. What do we, alright, okay. And look at how many different finals MVPs there have been in this Jazz dynasty. You've got LeBron, you've got Dwight. We did have Dwight for like 3 years. And this 2017-18 team is kind of special because this was Kobe's last season, and Kobe retired with 8 rings. He came in right before 2015-16 and won all 3 years with us and then retired. Excuse me while I take a sip here. Dwight got finals MVP. Isaiah Thomas, who has been coming off our bench for the last God only knows how many years. Then you've got Eric Bledsoe. We did have him at one point. We traded him to Orlando and got back a really talented big man. Because we missed out on Anthony Davis, I had to have a contingency plan. And then, of course, the 4 finals in which we had Kyrie. And, yeah. So this is what the Utah Jazz looks like. I should mention now that I've had the best record in the league for this entire time. For all 9 of these years that we've won the championship. Still don't know how that's happened. But it went like this. Our first league best record was 63-19, which was the same as the 96 Sonics. For those who are into that stuff. For those of you who are into that stuff. And then, and that was 2015-16. Because our first year with LeBron, 2014-15, we got swept by Denver in the opening round. And then 2015-16, we go 63-19, we win the title. And then, and this is where it starts to get muddy for me, my memory. I want to say that was when we went 64-18, was 2016-17. And then 2017-18 was when we went 66-16. I think. And that's the 3rd year in the three-peat. So, yeah. 63 wins, 64 wins, 66 wins is the first third of this. Heavens to Betsy. 9-year streak we've had going on now. And then you get, trying to think here, folks. Sorry about the delay here, but again, middle of the night. Which, 17 division titles. Yeah. And we haven't started this season, which is why it says 0-0. Yeah, conference championships 11, NBA championships 9. That's obviously from the 2 finals losses in the 90s to Chicago. And I contend that the 98 Jazz would be the best team to never win a championship if it wasn't for the 02 Kings having shady officiating go against them. Anyway, and then the next 3 years of the three-peat after the 63 wins, 64 wins, 66 win seasons, then it got ridiculous. It was 68-14 in 2018-19, and then for 2 straight years, I went 71-11, which, what? And then, as if that wasn't ludicrous enough, so, yeah, 2020 and 2021, I went 71-11. 2022, 2023, and 2024, I've exceeded the record set by the Warriors in real life, 73-9. I went 74-8 in 2022, so 2021-22, that season, and then went 77-5 in 2022-23, and then went 78-4, as you can see, the previous record, because it's August 25th, 2024 here. I went 78-4 in 2023-24, and what was funny about this run here is that for the first 3 seasons of this 9-year dynasty I've had so far, I won Coach of the Year. Not with a name guy either. It was a computer-generated coach that has really, really good stats. It's like, B rating for offense, and then A for defense, A for teaching, A for potential. Like, freaking ridiculous. And then I think I won Coach of the Year with him second to last title, so 2023 maybe? I could be mistaken. Let's see. Season awards. And, by the way, Kevin Durant. Yes, I have Kevin Durant, lest we forget. 3 straight MVPs, 4 straight for him, which, he already did that. 2015, 16, 17, and 18. So Kevin Durant is an 8-time NBA MVP. Okay, there I am. James Carr. And then, yeah, the first 3 years of the dynasty, 16, 17, and 18. And Doc Rivers got it in 2015, which explains part of why they won the title. And I keep forgetting Scott Brooks went to the Pelicans. Sorry for the shaky cam. Oh, I just noticed. They must have fired Scott Brooks and then hired Jerry Crawford. Yeah, the Pelicans, that's one team that's been... And there's Tom Thibodeau. And yeah, by the way, Rick Carlisle retired in like 2016 or something. Which is ironic because today is, I want to say June 6th or 7th, 2019. And he's still the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks in real life. Still. And they have Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis, so they could possibly go and win a championship or two if they line up everything perfectly, which I kind of doubt will happen, honestly. But we can dream. Honestly, I think Dallas's best opportunity to win a title kind of passed them by when they let Steve Nash go to Phoenix and didn't match his contract. And by the way, one of the things... Oh yeah, and there's James Harden on the Cavs. One of the things that bites is that when you build a balanced team like I've been building, your top guy tends to be all NBA third team rather than all NBA first team, except for Kevin Durant, apparently. That's odd. Oh, and here's an anomaly. Blake Griffin. 2016-17 winning most improved player. No idea how that happened. Thanks, 2K. And this is kind of weird. Mario Chalmers winning in 2014. But yeah. But yeah, the Utah Jazz, that's the dynasty. The friggin' dynasty of the last decade in the NBA. Yeah, don't know how much more I've got to say about this. And I'm, again, not trying to brag. Oh, should show you Hall of Fame. We're really deep in here. Carmelo Anthony, Tony Parker, Dwayne Wade, Kobe, T-Mac, Dirk, Tim, KG, Vince, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Steve Nash, and there's Scottie Pippen. Oh, there's Dennis Rodman, yeah. So, yeah. And I'm guessing they have all the Hall of Fame inductees by the year they retired. Which makes sense. But sort of not, because I sometimes tend to go by the year that they were inducted. So Magic should be 96. Yep, Magic Johnson, 1996. Yeah. So kind of all the big name players from when I was a kid. All retired. Sad, but true. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. Do they do the team stats? Because for almost, if not every season of this 9-year dynastic run I've done here, I've led the league in points per game, 3-point field goal percentage, and field goal percentage. There may be like a couple years where I'm missing one of those categories, but as a team, we've led the league in that statistic, which is absolutely bonkers. And there's a reason that this is happening, you know. And plus, every off-season, I use the reward points to do the training camp. It really helps. But again, don't know how many of you would care, because this is 2K14, not 2K19. But this is the newest I have, PS3. You know, I'm not going to buy a PS4. I don't need to. I'm happy. I have a ton of vintage video games to the right of me. I'm not going to let you see because my room. But, yeah. This is an insane run I've had here. So, for those of you who have stuck with me this long watching this video, if I send this to anyone, thank you for listening and watching. I'm sure that some of you would find this very fascinating. Because I just kind of broke past Gen 2K. Oh, wait, team records. Here we go. Oh, no. Oh, this is literally what the best... Yeah, well. Single season records. Yeah, so that's individual play record. Anyway. Okay, well. So. Thank you for those who, Kawhi Leonard on the Celtics. Hopefully that doesn't happen this offseason, but definitely not going to. Hopefully Toronto wins the title. Thanks for listening. And I hope you all have a good day wherever you are. Hopefully you're just chilling and living in the summertime and having a good old time. Obvious disconnect here between the faces. Y'all have a good one. Peace.